Hey guys, we just got back from Disney's Snow White live action remake, the musical fantasy film that just came out and is apparently the latest craze from Disney that thinks that everybody wants to see. But this is the theater that we showed up to. I'll put a picture of here. That's Joe waving at me. It was, I think we were the only ones there. Or no, there were two people in the upper right-hand corner, a guy and a girl, and I guess he was hiding in the corner there. This one, oh boy. We kind of knew how this was going to go for a long time. Let me just say, Rachel Zegler did not do this film's promotion any favors.
No, she didn't. She made it seem like it was going to be a different movie, but kind of like the original stuff was still there. The love interest and the guy kind of helping and the kiss. It was all there. But she made it seem like, no, we don't need no man. This is about women empowerment. No, I don't know why she was doing that.
Well, they did change it, Joe. I can definitely tell some modern sensibilities are in here. So, in that sense, she was kind of correct in that.
Kind of, yes.
But it ended up pissing everyone off.
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
I don't know. I'm so curious how much of an effect this has. Because I just looked it up, and I downloaded this picture. It is tracking really bad. So it's Monday. I'm a little late. I'm back from Scotland for this one, so we didn't see it on opening night. But we're looking at... We're still recording, yes. Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler, has opened to 87 million worldwide.
That's a lot.
What a disaster. Snow White is eyeing a finale of 325 on a budget of 270. So theatrical profits, probably impossible. They show a grid here, and I'll show this on the site there. It's right now it's tracking slightly. Okay, so it goes Aladdin way up there. That made a live action a lot of money. Mufasa made a live action a lot of money. We were wrong on that one. Little Mermaid, Maleficent, Dumbo, and it's tracking just below Dumbo. So it is somewhat of a disaster. I mean, Snow White was legendary cartoon, pretty much saved Disney, started this sort of golden era of Disney.
It should be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but they changed the title.
Yeah, they got rid of the Seven Dwarfs. And frankly, they threw in a whole subplot of bandits, which sucked ass. Like, every fucking time these bandits were on screen, I wanted to die. I hated it. And I literally cannot tell, because remember the promotional image, I thought, these are the dwarves. There's only actually going to be one dwarf. Peter Dinklage talking shit, making Disney not hire any dwarf actors to play the dwarves. Instead, we get these bandits. But I think the blowback was so big. Did they go and do some reshoots and inject the... But the film, it does feel like two different films. Yeah. But it could be that they were always in there. But these bandits, they just feel completely out of place. We don't know any of them. One guy was like, hey...
Quick, the Lord of the Crossbow. How do you not remember Quick? He said it twice.
And then the other one was like, oh, yeah, that one, it's like another name was... And I was like, who? Which one was that supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't care.
What the fuck was the point?
Oh, I think that they were supposed to be in the first half of the movie, and they weren't in the first half because we got the CG Seven Dwarves.
Yeah. But to be fair, the when the dwarves first, I was like, man, this movie, like I don't. You guys know I don't really like musicals, right? And
that's why I was so surprised you took us to go see it.
Hey,
Does he not know?
We've seen all the fucking Disney live action Joes, and
I never saw
when
Beauty
they're
and the Beast.
cartoons, like when I like those musicals, right?
Yeah.
Because they're cartoons and musicals. We saw these as a kid. When they turn into live action and then they're singing and they create, at least in this film, a bunch of new original songs, and they all suck.
Bye bye. Nothing as good as Bye Bye.
Suck. And Bye Bye wasn't even the worst.
It was
song.
bad though.
It was really bad.
That's the best one they had.
And then Gal Gadot busts out in a song.
She
it was real bad.
You know nothing of Javert.
Yeah, she like really stuck out like a sore fucking thumb.
Yeah, her acting, her accent. I don't know what she was going for. Her singing.
What do you mean?
No.
Like, you know what she's going for. She's
What?
like fucking The Rock and Kevin Hart.
The Rock and Kevin Hart?
One-dimensional. It's the same
Yeah. It's
character
the same,
every
yeah.
fucking time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what she
I
is.
thought she was actually trying to put on an accent when she was
No,
doing
that's the same- That's just
I
her,
know
her accent.
No, I know her accent, but I think she was trying to put well, whatever she did, it failed. Now, I will say Gal Gadot has the look of, when she's not speaking.
That's why she.
Right?
That's why she got the role.
And
the
of
evil
course,
queen.
let's go ahead and touch on it. The controversy of race swapping Snow White. Obviously, one of the most well-known characters. Her skin is fair and white and this and that. And we get instead a Latina, Hispanic in the titular role here as Snow White. And the movie kind of throws it away as, oh, the only reason why she's called Snow White, it's not because her skin is fair and white, it's because she was born during the snow. So her name is Snow White.
She could have been riding solo.
Right. And then the fact that she's fair, it's not a fair complexion, it's fairness. As in, she doesn't cheat at board games, Joe.
What a loser.
She's not hiding money under the Monopoly board.
That is literally what the stupid mirror means. She is the fairest in all the land of fair to people.
Yeah.
What? Guys, the climax in this film, look, it's been a long time since I've seen the original Snow White, but I don't remember it going down like this.
No, it's
So
new.
my point is, almost all of the fucking new shit and changes that they did were awful.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I don't understand why you would take such a classic. We were at the Alamo and they were showing all these, advertisements for Snow White throughout the years. Snow White re-releasing in theaters, the legendary classic. And they're proud. Disney's fucking proud.
I remember
of Snow
seeing them in
White.
theaters, yeah.
Yeah. And then this comes out and it's as if Disney's ashamed of Snow White. And they're changing all of the fucking story beats, for modern audiences. And
Modern audiences.
Modern gaming. Yeah. It's happening here. And I don't think if you're going to do that, you're going to take heat and you have to make it real good. These changes have to be good. They have to be creative. And maybe aside from like one, I don't think any of them worked. I hated all the new songs. The only time I had fun was like a 15-minute section there when the dwarves showed up and they were like, dig, 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 and, whistle while you work. I was in it there. I was like, okay, I can see this working if, I could see the original Snow White here if you had stayed on track. And then gets smacked in the face by the fucking bandits showing up. And then the bandits and the dwarves are interacting. So weird. And then there's an actual dwarf and he's yelling at the other dwarves and he's saying, I'm the crossbow master. It's the only thing that comes out of this guy's mouth.
They
it's
were
like,
just
shut
annoying.
the fuck up. And so little to say, I hated it. What'd you guys think of Snow White?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really enjoy it, but I will give Rachel some props. She wasn't bad. Like, she was fine for Snow White. She did some...
She can sing?
She can sing. She has some nice chops. The Evil Queen really took me out of every fucking scene. I didn't like her sequences. It was fucking dumb. I did like... the dwarves were fine. It's CGI.
It's weird, but
you
fine.
stick to that, but then you go to these new thieves that, honestly... didn't really matter in the story.
Why did they do this,
Their
Joe?
stuff went nowhere. You don't care about them. He had one moment towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like it was like a whole bunch of reshoots. It's like, oh no, let's do this again. But let's throw this movie in and this movie in. And at the end, you get this. And it was just all over the place. I don't like it.
Because he can't be Prince Charming. He can't be this guy that she's pining for.
But she still is, though.
Yeah, but they try to they try to make him not Prince Charming. They try to make him a bandit, a thief, and, loyal to her father to try to make that love story work a little better.
No, it doesn't make
okay. I'm really thinking about it, and then they do battle together. It's really generous to call it a battle together, but
with words, it's the power of the mind, Joe.
Joe, shut the
mind bullets.
The way she wins in this film, I can't wait to talk about it in spoilers, but spoilers for a 1937 film. But of course, there's new, and it's different. There's different bits.
The
here.
way she gets terminated is not the same way as the other one.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying about Rachel. I would agree with her that she can sing, but I don't know. She was grating. Her voice was grating on my. That's just me.
Well, you
musicals.
just don't like musicals. Yeah,
but,
there was a lot, but
there was a lot of bad songs.
Yeah, the beginning for me was fine.
Did you see me? Like I was like.
Yeah, you were checked out.
But then when the whistle
too,
while you work and the whole hi ho, I'm in it. I'm like, yeah, don't need more of that. But I think, and Rachel actually kind of looks, other than the skin, other than she's Hispanic and not super white, she kind of looks like Snow White to me. Her like face shape.
Yeah, I had no problem
other than
with
her
that.
eyes.
The Farquaad haircut.
Yeah, the Farquaad haircut. And other than her eyes being in
too.
different dimensions, like, I don't know, that's like the new beauty thing with all the people had like Anna Taylor-Joy.
Oh, was it the blue eyes?
Yeah. Blue eyes?
Yeah, one blue this way, one blue that way.
What?
Like Superman?
What are you talking about? Your tangents are wild. I don't understand what he just said.
Like
one eye.
You said
blue this way.
Yeah, and one eye.
because that's what you were saying, right?
Blue eyes.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's like Sid from Ice Age.
Where'd you get that from?
The internet.
Oh boy.
Everything good is on the internet.
Exactly.
All right, Alex, what'd you think?
I think when it stuck to the original formula, the thing that had worked for 90 years, it was charming. I do think that she can sing. I think it's super unfortunate that the stylist made her look horrible. I mean, she looks awful in this entire movie. That haircut is unforgivable.
Isn't that Snow White's haircut?
Yeah, but it's like you're going to change
it.
shit and cut songs out and do something like you have the freedom to do things. You don't have to do
I
the
think
exact.
She looks exactly like Snow White, other than her skin complexion.
Yeah, it's just not doing anything for her. It makes her look ridiculous. Like certain haircuts work on certain people. Like some people can pull off bangs. Most of you can't. Please, if you're having
because the evil queen did it.
Yeah, the evil queen. Yeah, but even after she, at the end, she keeps the awful haircut. So it's like she looks ridiculous because her hair is stupid. But she can sing, and she does a really good job when she's singing. And I think when we have the CG dwarves, they're super charming because they're doing the sequences that we know and we love, and they're doing these songs.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big part of like modern Western culture because it's been around for so long, and it was working.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot can't sing, and she doesn't really act. She just, she's Gal Gadot, and she's Gal Gadot here, and it's not great. And so it's just unfortunate that when she's on screen, and it's worse when she's singing.
Yeah.
The new songs aren't great. The new bandits aren't great. The new storylines they try to inject are not together. And the only thing that makes sense to me is that they filmed the movie. They said they did what Rachel Zegler said that they were going to do. We're going to do our own thing. Fuck 90 years of cultural influence. We're going to change these things and this thing and this thing. And then they realized what they had sucked. And then they put those pictures out and everyone's like, I hate whatever this is, because it doesn't make sense that the bandits show up suddenly and they talk as if we know who these people are and are familiar with them, and like they say things as it's supposed to be charming, and it's just awkward because It's the first time. He's like, I'm quick, the master of the crossbow. It's like, it's the first thing you've said to me. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? It's like,
yes, I know.
He got hit by a rock. That's the only thing he
Yes.
says.
He's actually dopey.
And it's so awkward, and it doesn't make any sense. And then they combine things, and then again, it's kind of charming because the CG dwarves are there, but it just... And then the ending doesn't make any sense because you just have these people show up in situations, like, they just show up, and then they go, and then they hold their pickaxe, and then nothing happens, and no one addresses anything, and it's not important to the story. And
it fell apart.
It feels exactly like last-second reshoots because we have to hit this March deadline. And in that case, it's like, look, you got a third of this movie right because you got a third of the stuff that's there. Like, you've got the original songs that are good. You've got some of the stuff. Some of the CG animals are super adorable and cute. And I think the kids are going to like some of that stuff. But everything new that was made for this movie sucks.
Yes. And it's not, and you were saying earlier the songs are not great. I think, and then this is not great. I think all those that you listed are bad. Like it's so weird. I went from like super highs, like, hey, we're hitting exactly where to lows, and I tell you, the movie stays in lows a lot more.
There's a couple songs that I think I'm mid on, like one of the intro songs where she's singing. I don't think it's bad because I think what's bad in this movie is when Gal Gadot's singing. Like, it's bad, and that is like the level of quality. The difference between that and like the first song is like, wow,
you know nothing of
you know nothing. Russell Crowe tried. And you have to watch Les Mis for me because Russell Crowe.
I like Les Mis.
It's so good. I mean, like, Les Mis is such a great story, but Russell Crowe can't sing as Javert, and she is worse than Javert, and it's so funny.
There is one worse singer. Aquafina.
Yeah, but she's rapping.
That song was real bad.
That is definitely worse.
But as far as
Russell Crowe did musical theater before. Like, he did do musicals before.
She didn't do a good job as the evil queen. Like, even Melissa McCarthy did a better job as Ursula. And
the live action.
Mermaid. She did better, and I liked her singing. It wasn't best, but it was...
Wow. So basically, you fail at readapting it. You change stuff around for modern audiences. They're almost all bad changes. Worse songs. Really, here's the positive things. Let's get the positive things out of the way. The positive things, like I said, there was a 15-minute sequence where the dwarves are involved, and she's at the dwarves' house.
Whenever she first meets him, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm off." I was like, "Is that all we're gonna get from them?"
Yeah.
I was going to be upset because I thought it was going to be transferred over to the new bandits.
The other good thing is the look. I like the costumes. I like her outfits, Gal Gadot's outfits as the evil queen. Snow White, they got her dress right with the yellow and blue and red.
Pretty good mirror.
And I like the furry creatures that Alex mentioned. They're very cute. I think kids are going to love all the little hedgehogs and chipmunks and squirrels and birds. And Bambi, like literally Bambi shows up here. I don't remember if the original is the forest, the spirit of the forest in this Bambi form. Is there live action Bambi? No, that's one of that Disney hasn't done yet.
Soon.
Wonder if they're gonna
The
do
Reckoning.
Bambi
the Reckoning with the Rock, right?
No.
Oh, you're talking about the horror version of Bambi.
Bambi the Reckoning.
So really, those are really the only positive elements, and then the songs from the original. And then I think they completely ripped out songs of the original, like
Someday My Prince Will Come was cut.
Right, because apparently, women are not allowed to, and men are not, I guess that's
She's
not
a strong, independent,
She's a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man.
Yeah.
Except for when she almost died.
Hey.
What'd you say, Joe? Excuse me? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You are sexist. Yeah, it's not very good.
No.
But what I'm so fascinated with is why is it not doing good at the box office? Is it because people don't connect with Snow White? They don't care about Snow White anymore? 1937, it's been too long? Or because the trailers look bad, or because of the controversy.
For me,
Rachel's controversy,
I love
or race
Disney.
swapping.
Like, I love Disney stuff.
What is it?
I would think some of the marketing, the stuff that Rachel said, probably very off-putting. And I'm not a big Snow White fan. I was just never
But does general audiences really pay attention enough? Maybe they're like you, where of all your Disney VHSs, remember at your house with your...
I was...
Yeah, it was never your big one.
No.
Right, because it was one of the, obviously, the earliest.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it in the movie theaters. I remember going and seeing it.
1937.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I don't think that the average moviegoer, I don't think the average American watches any of that. They don't know who Rachel Ziegler is. They don't read any of her press releases. They see the trailers. But like this doesn't hit the nostalgia for parents. I saw it in the movie theater, but it was a super limited release when we were kids. And so it's not like you remember when the little... It's just too long ago.
You're saying even if, let's say, in your opinion, even if she was cast as a pasty white girl, and Rachel never said, well, it wouldn't even be Rachel. It'd be somebody else, and that person never put their foot in their mouth 17 times and shit on the original. And the actress was like, I love the original. I've seen the original 1,000 times. I'm so happy to play Snow White.
Maybe it would have been better, yeah.
Do you think
a little bit better?
Yes. Be better? I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters.
I mean, with Alex,
it's like Assassin's Creed we've been talking about, like all of the noise around all of these people talking like nonstop about it's a culture war thing, and it's still sold better than all the other ones because most people aren't perpetually online.
You think that Snow White was probably already, this is the potential.
Well, it wasn't advertised particularly well, and it's too long ago, and I think those are the two big things. Yes, there's going to be people that didn't see it because of stuff that Rachel said, but I think that's such a minority thing that it doesn't matter.
We saw the trailer for Lilo and Stitch beforehand. That's going to be gangbusters.
It looks amazing.
I think that's going to do very well.
And you know what's crazy about that? Everything in the trailer looks almost scene for scene like it was in the original that people like. So
I
it's like,
haven't seen Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, I'm going to bring Moose because Moose has a Stitch outfit.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I wonder if they're gonna make the aliens like dress up like they're supposed to be humans, have the wig, and you put some makeup on.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I saw a scene in the trailer.
They do.
It made me laugh out loud. It was like a portal. All
yeah.
Right, anyways,
so
let's go final verdicts for fucking Snow White and the seven, or actually just Snow White.
Yeah, they changed it.
Let's change that. Just
Rachel
Seven
little men. The
Rachel and Gal Gadot show.
Oh God!
I was actually surprised halfway. I'm going to start. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was surprised halfway through this because I was like, "Hey, this is actually better than I thought it was going to be." Because I thought that some of the songs weren't great. I was expecting this to be a dumpster fire, and actually, when we got to the CG dwarves, they were charming. The songs were good. I didn't hate the intro songs. Gal Gadot looked exactly the part, and she hadn't really started singing yet.
She hadn't spoke.
And then, unfortunately, we kind of hit this thing where we get through all the original songs. We get into the brand new content. She starts singing. We introduce the bandits, and it was just free fall and score down to beyond below average. I don't think that this is worse than Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't think that this, because it is. It's rated lower than Dragon Ball Evolution right now. It's rated lower than Cats. I don't think this is worse than Cats.
Holy shit!
But I don't think this is a good movie. I think that this could have been average to above average if we had continued on our pace up until the halfway point. But the problem is, for me, it fell into the bad movie area because it feels like a cobbled together mess.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to finish right around a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it's a little worse than below average because of how insanely messy it is at the end. It's not the worst thing you'll ever see. Some kids may enjoy it, but honestly, I think that this is a bad movie.
No, I 100% agree with that score. I was actually going to give it a 3 as well. A lot of it I agree with. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. I don't know why people would think, okay. It keeps going on.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. And I saw you check that, and I was checked that too. And
at one point, I covered my ears, Joe, because I couldn't stand them.
Yeah, these bandits just really just fucking brought it down because there was no point to them. And then the ending scene was just a huge fucking eye roll. I was like, oh my God. It's so fucking dumb.
Spoilers. I am also giving it a 3 out of 10. I don't think it started well. I was actually annoyed with it right off the bat. And really, it was only until she escaped into the forest from the huntsman and the dwarves show up. They're doing their work. She works with them, teaches them to whistle. I was enjoying it, and it was going up. And then, just like y'all, it took a shit, and it could not recover.
No.
And it never recovered.
No.
So 3 out of 10, I'm giving you a point because the fucking, the dwarves and the singing from the original songs, the cute animals, and Snow White's just a fucking classic, fucking story. So you're gonna by default get some of it right. So another disaster for Disney. I don't think it's gonna be profitable. And this is probably not what they were hoping.
Dumbo was not very good either.
No, we hated Dumbo.
Yeah.
I fucking hated Dumbo. I don't remember what I rated it, 1 or 2. So I think I'd rather see Snow White because I fucking hated Dumbo. I can't remember my rating. Somebody put it.
Well, what's so crazy is
Keaton.
it's Tim Burton too. It's just like, how do you fuck this up so bad?
I just never want to see that again. I never want to see this again either.
No.
I'd rather watch this than Dumbo.
But I'd rather watch this than Dumbo, I think. Okay, so what do we got left in Disney or live-action remakes? I'm looking at a list here, pulled it up. So we had Snow White, we got Lilo and Stitch, we got Mufasa already.
Ugh.
So Moana is in development. That's just way too early. It's going to be annoying. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is in early development. The Aristocrats, Hercules, and Cruella 2 are all confirmed.
The Aristocats.
Confirmed.
The Aristocats?
No, I said the Did I say Aristocrats?
Yeah.
I meant Aristocats.
Okay.
They better not fuck up Hercules.
They're gonna fuck up Hercules.
I fucking love that one.
Unless Danny
Joe
DeVito
loves
plays,
Hercules.
I love that movie. Is amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
They have some
But
banger songs.
But do you remember Mulan? Like Mulan was a fucking banger too.
Songs up.
Fuck Mulan. That was a terrible.
Danny DeVito is perfect.
Tink
Yes.
is rumored. The Sword in the Stone development delayed.
That's an older.
No
one.
one's gonna watch Sword in the Stone. No
I'll
one.
watch it. I like.
You're
that
old.
one. Yeah,
You're fucking
I'll
old.
watch it. The Jungle Book 2 rumored. Bambi's in early development. Aladdin 2 is only rumored because the first
Return
one
of
made
Jafar?
so much money.
The
It
Return
made
of
so much
Jafar.
money. The Return of Jafar. I think they might do something different.
Boo.
Robin
No.
Hood has been confirmed. And
There better be a
finally,
giant chicken.
the Black Cauldron, they got the rights acquired for it.
No one's gonna watch that one either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know about that one. Okay, let's go into the spoiler section. Thank you so much. Do not waste your time or money on Snow White.
Do we need a
From
spoilers?
Disney.
Yeah, we do.
We need to give them the fucking message that this is not what we want to see from you. Cut it out. Stop ruining your classics.
It's better than Electric State.
The closer...
Costs less than Electric State too.
I would rather... Isn't that fucked up? We rated this higher than Electric State. 2s and 1s. I'd rather watch this. Well, there's, because there's artistry in this. There's the original songs from 1937 that they didn't fuck up. They left them in. A few of them. They ripped most of them out. And
Do you
replaced
think
them
that
with
they
new.
were originally out of the movie? Because if it was truly just the
curious.
bandits all the way through, they're like, nah, fuck Whistle While We Work, fuck
Dude,
Hi-Ho.
this film would be a 1 out of 10
Yeah.
if the dwarves were not a part of it. If
Oh,
the
yeah.
dwarves were replaced by the bandits, this would be a fucking
I
1.
don't. Yeah. Don't
And
like it.
there's a version of this movie, I feel like, that's what it was.
Like
Because
the butthole cut, the
the-
cat's
the-
butthole cut that's
The
secretly out there.
fucking crossbow master that Alex knows his name
Yeah,
is.
quick.
Quick. The crossbow master is the one that... Oh, okay. Sorry. We're going into spoilers right now. Join us in the spoilers. Hello, welcome
We're in
to
the
the spoiler
spoilers. The
section.
first thing that I noticed was different. In the original, they take out Snow White to the woods. The huntsman's supposed to kill her, and he's like, "No, I can't. You're so nice," and this and that. So he brings back a heart.
He kills
of
a pig, right?
Yes, and this one he puts a fucking apple.
What a
does she-
moron!
Does she not look?
What a
'cause
fucking
in the original,
moron!
she looks. It's like, oh, it's a heart, but
She doesn't even look until the last.
I know it's weird and it's a little thing, but I think Red Delicious apples are the worst apples.
They are.
They're the
They
worst
are.
fucking apple on earth. They are awful. They are mealy and they don't taste
Yes.
very good.
I'll eat it. I'll eat a rat.
You can have all of it because they're fucking
Yeah.
disgusting. And this entire movie is like you could have had Fuji, Honeycrisp, Cosmic Crisp, even
Honeycrisp
Gala
are good.
apples, I suppose.
those are great.
Alex is like, if you're gonna modernize the movie for modern day audiences,
Good apples.
What the fuck with the apple?
There's some was it grapples? They're grape apples. They're delicious.
Well, that would be fruitist, Alex, and now you're fruit swapping here. Okay,
I'm fine with it.
Too far.
I don't see color.
Do not fruit
He's
swap
colorblind.
the apples.
I'm colorblind. So the apple are disgusting. And you can tell because she takes a bite out of it, and it wasn't even poison. She's just like
pissed.
No, everyone
It's red
agrees.
power for
No,
them.
those red delicious Macintosh apples that we used to get in school are disgusting.
yeah, I'm not a big fan.
And so yeah, the idiot puts an apple in there, and the queen's like, throw him in the prison because you're an idiot.
Yeah. That
But
was
they can't
stupid.
kill a pig.
And so
Yeah, but they could. That was fucking.
They could have done something.
Fucking
Yeah.
dumb.
So, the stuff at the beginning I don't remember. Is that new? Like she's learning how to control the kingdom and be nice to everybody, and there's songs in cooperation with the people.
That's new.
Yeah. So I was annoyed by that. It didn't start all that well. And then when it went into the actual story, where the
Mother
mother
died,
dies,
and the father
remarries, and she's nice at first, but she's suspicious of her, and then she takes over and says that there's a threat to the south, and I was like, is the fucking king a moron? Does he not know how to send out scouts to see if there's an army or a kingdom he needs to do battle with? It's just at the word of his wife, his new
She
wife.
should've just poisoned him or
There's a
something.
threat to the south, and so he rides out
Happy
with,
wife,
or maybe that
happy
was
life.
the scouting force. And as they leave, she poisons him and kills him. So he's dead, right?
Yes. Dead.
Damn. I was hoping he'd still be in the Southern Kingdom and you'd show up in the last minute and help out, because the climax is fucking stupid in what they do anyway. But before we get there, let's keep going. Somebody take it.
So she ends up in the woods, and there's actually a really interesting scene where she goes into the dark woods and the trees are attacking her, and it's like scary, and there's all this like really. It was like.
Okay. I actually hated that.
You hated the scary?
I thought
I
that
think
looked
that's-
really cheap. I thought it looked the cheap sets where all of a sudden there's red lights in the forest. I thought it looked cheap like a set. I hated that part, but it's cool if you liked it.
And then so she goes through the darkness and she falls like through the earth into an underground river.
That part was cool.
And then she comes up on the shore, and then she thinks she's going to get eaten by a wolf, but it's Bambi. And she feeds Bambi.
Did
Soggy
this
ass
happen in
bread.
the original
you know what?
Go
I
ahead.
don't remember the feeding soggy bread.
Yeah,
And
so the first thing it is, so then I think its implication here is that's the spirit of the
Implication.
forest, and she's showing kindness. And as she does that, then the forest goes green and all the animals
Light,
come to
yeah.
her.
The
So it
sunlight.
actually gives a reason for why the animals like her, because the spirit of the forest, she gave an offering, she was nice.
she's
Even
a
when
Ferris.
she's jacked up, she's got... But it
Some
would've been a
soggy ass
soggy bread.
bread.
She was just in a river, and no one wants to eat soggy bread.
Here, some bread, some soggy.
So the little deer chomps on the bread to Bambi, and then they're friends.
Bambino.
And from this point forward, all of the creatures in the forest are adorable. They help her all the time. It's one of the best parts of the film.
They lead her to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seven
the Seven Dwarves house, and then it follows exactly the kind of the same. She falls asleep in the bed. She sleeps across the three of them, and then we cut to the dwarves go into the mines.
They do their work. This is the segment I was talking about that I enjoyed the film, and I was engaged, and I was listening to all the songs. I was enjoying it. And it lasts for 15 to 20 minutes. That's your best part of the film there.
And then we get Hi Ho, and then Whistle While You Work, and then
No,
unfortunately,
this bitch comes in and tells everybody. Did you notice that?
That's what she
She was
did.
directing every. Oh, she did that in the. I
Yeah.
thought she was actually helping in the original.
She's
was
helping
like,
here.
I will
She's
stay
helping.
here and I will cook and
She
clean.
helps, but she tells them to
Yeah.
clean up as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. She teaches him how to clean up, but in this one, she's like, "You do it all."
Yeah.
But I did think I saw her sweep maybe once. Anyways,
and then, so she runs back. So earlier in the movie, she had run into this thief who was stealing potatoes.
I forget his name.
oh, we skipped one
Jonathan.
part. Because Snow White, let's be fair now. The original Snow White, she is dumb as fuck. Like, isn't it? Now, remind me.
She's a teenager.
The dwarves are like, stay here. Do not open the fucking door. Do
Yes.
not go out
It's
into
a creepy
the forest.
lady. Use a fucking apple.
And she does it. Doesn't she do it like multiple times?
Because she's very
Doesn't she fuck up
trustworthy.
multiple times when she's not supposed to do something? She does it. And basically, the point I was making, the original Snow White is dumb as fuck. And they do nod to that at the original because Snow White is, as they grow, her kingdom is being fucked over by the queen. And she does what?
Nothing.
She sweeps the fucking floors in the castle.
She becomes a servant.
So I was like, number one, the princess ain't gonna do that, and the implication is the evil stepmother is making her do that. But I think Disney's like, we're gonna make her like a worker class
and everyone
instead
forgot
of a
that there was
ruler
a
of all of the
princess.
people and a princess problems. But anyways, so she's talking and she's like, oh, this guy's stealing bread and he's the bandit and this is Prince Charming. We switch everything around, but he's stealing potatoes and shit. And he's like, yeah, you got to steal some potatoes, too, because we're starving out there. And then she's like, well, I'll talk to the queen. And then so she still thinks that she can, I don't know, change things for the better. And even when she's talking, the squirrel is looking at her like, bitch, you were dumb as fuck.
You are so stupid.
You were so stupid. I liked that moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so she meets him out in the forest, and she's like, hey, I'm looking for my father. And he's like, lady, you're dumb. We hear whispers about it. But then the guards show up. And then the brave bandits are going to fight 2 against 1, even though the guards
that
have
was so bad.
weapons and armor, and they have a stick.
Outnumbered.
A stick and one
They
guy.
have nothing.
Yeah.
They just have their hands.
No, one guy
They're
has
like,
slingshot.
all right, there's 2 for each of us.
Quick has a slingshot, and he's the
that's
crossbow
right.
master. Remember, he looks right in the camera.
Somebody stole my crossbow.
But it was so stupid. He's like, oh, don't shoot. And I was like, everyone run. And then they start charging. I was like, why don't they just open fire?
Yeah, well, because it's a Disney movie. We can't kill anybody.
I don't even know what his plan was.
Me neither.
He was committing
He's like, oh.
suicide.
Yeah,
right there.
exactly. Don't shoot. All right, let's attack now. He announces it.
Surprise attack, everybody!
He does actually get shot.
He
'cause
does.
One of the crossbowmen comes back.
So, but Snow White runs away, but then she realizes they're in trouble, and their plan is dumber than hers would be. And then so she goes back to save them, and then she has like birds pretend to be her in her dress.
Guards
and then,
foiled by birds.
and then some guard is
Damn
going to
it.
shoot her.
I would
and-
rather the guards get fooled by the animals than the fucking bandits, Joe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then so the Jonathan gets shot. He jumps in front of a bolt, and he gets shot in the shoulder. And this is when we have the commingling of the original 7 dwarves and then the CG 7 dwarves.
So
And like,
it feels like maybe this was always the plan.
I don't think so.
These huge reshoots. Joe, really quickly, give me all 7 dwarfs.
Sneezy, Dopey, Doc, Happy, Grumpy, Bashful.
Yep.
Fuck. Did I say Happy?
Yes, you said
Shemp.
happy
Everyone always
already.
forgets Shemp.
Is this shit? No, it's
There's
not.
one more.
It's
I'm
not
looking at
Shemp.
it, Joe. Come on. One more.
What was it?
Think about all the traits.
Did I say Doc?
Yes?
Did I say Doc? Okay. Fuck, I don't remember.
Do it again! Start over.
Sneezy,
Yes.
Sleepy,
Yes.
Bashful,
Yes.
Happy, Grumpy, Doc, Dopey.
You got it.
That's
It was
what it
Sleepy
was.
that you
Okay.
missed. Okay. Anyway, so they have a meeting, and
They just decide that they're at the meeting. They eat pretzels and they dance, and then this is when we get a new song, and they realize that they're in love.
Yeah, they're like, let's dance. They dance for 2 seconds. Oh, that was tiring.
Oh my God, I'm so.
And they sit down and it's like, oh, yeah, we're friends. Like,
so they do this big thing because they rip out the Prince Charming thing, and they say, oh, let's make this more realistic. That they fall in love. They fought together. They danced together, but it still doesn't really. I don't buy it.
They have to.
I still don't buy it.
This is what I thought that they were going to do, because you can't have some random prince kissing an unconscious princess.
And that was the original.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so like you can't just have some dude. It's like, oh hey, that chick's sleeping. It's like, whoa, like we have to.
No, she did.
Is that
so-
Sleeping Beauty? Is that how it happens in Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah. Well, no, they meet in the forest in Sleeping Beauty first when
okay.
she's singing, and so they kind of know each
Yeah.
other, and then
Okay.
But so then
Anyways.
he goes off and he's gonna go away for 2 days and then come back, and he's gonna like go look for stuff, but he doesn't come back.
caught.
He immediately gets caught. The witch realizes that Snow White is still out there, and she's like, "I'm gonna do it myself," and so she starts to sing. And,
Oh God, the worst song in the whole film.
and then she makes a poison apple, and she brings
Her
it out there.
singing's so bad that the instruments sound out of tune
I saw
as well.
the first 2 ingredients: is snake venom and human eyebrow.
Oh, cool.
And I was like,
You
what?
like that?
I was trying to see what the rest of it was.
Yeah.
Well,
Human
anyway,
eyebrow.
she does turn old, and she's walking down the steps. They give you a cool transformation scene where she, turns into the old
But it's
woman.
still
but
bad
it
singing.
It doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
So bad.
The singing was so bad that I don't care how good this looked. It's like, please stop. Please stop.
And then she walks into the forest, and I was like, how is this bitch going to get her to eat the apple? There's no fucking way she's going to convince her to eat the apple. Snow White is so stupid.
Dumb.
But she's stupid. And she says, I knew your father. Your father wanted you to have this apple. She doesn't do that, but pretty much.
She's like, take this for the road. I was like,
but
two
she does
things.
appeal to her through her father.
Yeah, like 2 things. Your hand is fucking nasty. It's touching the apple. And then the second one, that's a Red Delicious.
I ain't going to.
No one can eat a Red Delicious.
That's a Red Delicious and
it's
it's
not,
a nasty
you guys
ass
really
hand.
hate Red Delicious.
I love apples,
Yes.
man. I love apples, and that's the worst apple on earth.
I haven't
Honey
had a Red
Crisp.
Delicious since fucking
You know
kindergarten.
what? You know why? Because they're gross.
Pink ladies better.
Pink ladies are. Oh, great! I just bought a bunch of Cosmic Crisp apples.
You guys are fucking
So good.
serious with
Yeah, seriously.
swapping this
again,
species of apple
She's like, oh,
out.
you eat this apple.
Like,
Thank you. I'll take you for the
diversity
road.
hires.
I'll
Okay.
take you for the road.
All right.
But her
And she-
dumb ass eats it.
Yeah, and then
Bleh.
she realizes it's probably not even poison. It's just a Red Delicious apple, and she's like, I don't feel good.
Everybody is so fucking sad. Did you notice one thing? Did any of you think this? That I was thinking, as she's giving her the apple, all the fucking animals run away and go get the dwarves, but it's too late by the time they come back. I was like, why didn't the fucking animals just ram this old lady?
happened.
Or at least talk to Snow White and be like, don't eat that
I
shit.
think
They're
they-
all anthropomorphic, or what is
See,
the
I don't-
Alex, help me out.
Yep, yeah.
And right. So she's like, hey, don't eat
They're
the
terrified
fucking
of the
shit.
witch, though, because anytime she
I
shows,
think that happened, and they try to warn her, but she didn't fucking
No,
listen.
they don't.
Well, not.
I needed
I
a
think
scene
in
of
the-
them
In the
like
original.
doing
I
this.
think in the original.
Yeah.
I think they did, but then they go get them, and the Seven Dwarfs.
the second
bring
the
them back.
queen shows up, though, the animals scatter because I think they're
'Cause they're-
terrified of
yeah,
her.
They should have done something. The buzzard does like try to attack one of the little birds.
Yeah.
If there would have been some kind of, maybe you see the forest wilting or something, but then that would have tipped off Snow White. So
You really
that's
know
the
she's
only
real
thing-
dumb.
Yeah, that's just the only thing that didn't make sense. So then they fucking left, and she didn't even notice them fucking creatures.
He's like, you
taking the-
idiot! You
taking a
ate the
beeline
poison
out there.
apple. I killed your father. He's like, oh, you killed my father. He's like, yep. Oh, fuck.
And then she
And then
dies.
she dies.
Well, she goes to sleep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and this is where it's different because the evil
Okay.
queen escapes back to her home.
Yeah.
And the Seven Dwarfs show up late.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the other one, they
They're
chase her
sad.
down.
They put her on a rock, put some moss on it, and build a fucking temple around it. And then Prince
gazebo.
Charming comes. Gazebo. And then Prince Charming comes.
Which
Or
he
he's not Prince
escaped.
Charming. He's the bandit.
Jonathan.
Thief.
The Bandit King.
Yeah, that's right. And then he gives her a smooch, and she wakes up. And it was true love's kiss. I don't know why you make a spell with a fucking
She even knew.
out.
She hates her that much. She's like, oh, she's dead. Okay, stab her. She could have just stabbed her.
As the old lady, Joe?
Yeah.
Damn, man, that's
She was already going to do
That's
it
ruthless.
anyways.
The buzzer could have eaten her.
She was already going to do it anyways.
That's a different movie, Joe. Maybe
That's
when,
an original Grimm fairy tale shit
yeah,
right there.
maybe when they get around to that, and this
It's
goes
so
into
stupid. She even reads it. It's like, oh, here's
public
a poison.
domain.
Antidote.
we can
True
have that
love.
old bitch stab her 17
But
times.
she even says it. Antidote. True love.
Got it.
They have to explain it to
And
the
she should know that because she realizes earlier that he's protecting her, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes downstairs and does the true love thing. Okay.
Look, not all poisons can be injected into disgusting apples.
All right, maybe they thought he didn't really love her. He just lusted after her.
Yeah, well, they knew each other for like 20 minutes
he
and
probably
danced
was
once, so
lusting.
it's
Love
probably
at first sight.
yeah.
Doesn't exist, I guess. Not in this universe.
So
here.
she wakes up, and then they're like, "Hey, we got to go take back our kingdom by force." And then the dwarves infiltrate the castle, and they go.
Oh yeah, they make it look like I was like, oh shit, the dwarves are bringing their fucking pickaxes. Let's go to war.
And then they go under the castle, and they're like, holy shit, are they gonna like tunnel under the castle? And then
cool shit.
the bandits go through the armory, and then Quick gets his crossbow back,
I was
setting
like,
up a.
oh, we're gonna have a fight.
We're gonna have a cool big thing, and then Snow White just walks up to the gate
With the town.
and
She
with the whole
just
town.
enters with a red hood.
And then everyone is like, "Oh, we
She
like
starts
her."
singing the song. Everyone starts following her. I was like, why is everyone following her? Somebody singing. If I saw somebody just walking down the road singing, like, this guy's fucking crazy. I'm not
And we've already seen the people bow their heads to the queen. They're all scared of the queen, and there's this little one bitch shows up, and everybody all of a sudden's on her side.
No one's seen her for years, and so it's not like they know who
They don't
she
believe
is.
Dumb as
she's
fuck.
they don't believe she's alive. So they go to the bridge. The guards stop her. She's like, "Oh, kill her!" And she's like, "Hey, I remember you. You were a farmer, and you were a baker, and you did this." He's like, "Yeah, I'm
She
switching
remembers
sides."
everybody's name, all of their jobs, the fact that they have trees in their backyard, and they would let people go and eat
I
their
just said
apples.
their occupation because I too forgot their name.
Paul.
It'd be a terrible.
Greg,
the
is there a Greg in
logistics
here?
behind this would be fucking insane, and this would never happen. The royals don't know all the fucking peasants and people. I'm sorry, it's just not how it works.
Yeah,
It
she
might
was
go-
like, "Oh, you had this amazing tree, and you would
But in
tell the
Disney-
village to go pick this,
Cherries.
and you cheated on your wife 5 times, and you."
That soldier's like when everybody's like,
Stand the
bitch, and he's like he stands next to the evil queen. No, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, everyone starts switching sides. Like, oh, she actually cares about us.
So the evil queen picks up the crystal dagger that she had dropped because they wanted her to kill her. And then as she's going to go kill Snow White, out of fucking nowhere...
It doesn't make sense.
Quick, the master of the crossbow shoots it out of her hand. And we've only heard this guy talk 3 total times. Yeah. And 2 times was him announcing his fucking name like DJ Khaled, the Pokemon.
Yes.
And
The exact same line. I'm quick, the master of the crossbow.
Yeah, and the other time was like, oh, I did it!
It's Matt Damon. It was a Matt Damon moment.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the queen's like, oh, God, everyone's here. The dwarves show up with their picks. Like, they went all the way, they snuck all the way behind for no reason, and we see them, and then the scene ends, and we have no idea why they're there.
And that's why it felt like the dwarves were never a part of it, and the bandits were the ones
the
that
entire
were going
time, yeah.
to, right.
But I'm still
That's the most
confused
feeling
on
it
that
had.
arrow. There's no. It's like the magic loogie. Ain't no
Don't
way.
think about it.
Because she was gonna stab, and then she got shot this way.
The bow hit
but then
the
she was on
sword.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
bow
make
hit the
sense.
sword.
The rotation of the earth. You have to
It's
take
like
the
the
Coriolis
magic
effect
loogie.
into
He's a
it.
master
It's the magic spit.
crossbowman.
Seinfeld. He's telling me it goes
quick.
all around.
Did you ever see the Kevin Costner Robin Hood where he bites off the part of the arrow and then it like it's exactly that, Joe.
See, look, I believe that one.
There's
that one's a
Wanted
better
up in
movie.
here.
That's a good soundtrack too.
There
That's
was
a-
a
is.
Wanted crossbow. The movie Wanted.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the queen runs back to her magic mirror and the mirror's like, hey bitch,
Flick
you
it hard
ugly.
enough, Joe. It will fucking go around the queen's head. And that's what happens. Quick fires his Glock 17. We're modernizing it, Joe.
So
It's-
fucking dumb.
And she breaks the
Anyways,
mirror.
Here's what, this is fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay, did this happen in the original? Because I don't remember the
No.
climax. So she runs away. She goes to the mirror and she's like, oh, Snow White will always be more fair than you.
She doesn't cheat
'Cause
on
she
her
doesn't
taxes.
cheat on board games, Joe. Except for, Berto used to always fucking cheat and when we'd play board games and we would catch him. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Anyways, so she doesn't cheat at board games. So what happens is she gets mad and she breaks the mirror. And I think... I guess I'm just doing this explanation for it, that if you break the mirror, then you get sucked into the phantom dimension.
It's all new to me.
Yeah. Shadow
So
Realm.
she breaks the mirror, and then for no apparent reason, all of the shards come out, and they stop. And they don't hurt Snow White. They only hurt the queen, and then she turns to ash or blackness and fades away into the mirror.
Yeah.
It fixes
And then the
itself.
mirror fixes itself. And I don't think Snow White's going to use the mirror, so don't break the mirror. Don't break the mirror, and
7
it'll
years,
fuck
bad
you
luck.
up. Mm-hmm. Or maybe she's only trapped for 7 years, so Disney can do a sequel.
Snow White 2, The
I
Reckoning.
don't think they're gonna do it.
And Gal Gadot comes out, and she has 3 musical numbers.
Oh, no.
That's a horror right there.
That is a horror
It's
movie.
a horror movie. Anyways,
and then she makes everyone in the kingdom wear white to a party. She becomes queen. She doesn't get with Jonathan. They made
it says here marries Jonathan.
It does not.
And justly rules the land, but we don't see a marriage.
There's a scene where she's dressed up as the queen, and it's only her. So
yeah, you don't see a print thing on him.
He's not even there. Like he's
there.
in the book at the end. She's just standing there by herself with the crown on.
In the book, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so there is no Jonathan. I don't think they got together.
Yeah, but he's in the fucking dancing with her on the table.
But he's not wearing a crown.
No,
he's just hanging out. Yeah. So I think it's just like he's a servant with benefits.
He doesn't rule.
Then the two bandits get together because they're in love.
Yeah,
which I don't remember the fucking names.
Quick and the other one. They get together.
They actually do that. They do the names of that one.
They do say it one. I don't really catch. Yeah, and then
I'm over here on the Wikipedia. They don't even have those bandits listed in the cast.
Bandits.
Yeah,
so now
they're the bandits.
I have to go to IMDb.
The 7 bandits. Yeah, and then it ends. It's not very good.
It ends on a hedgehog being cute and waving. And I'm like, okay, was this cool? Hold on, yeah.
Yep.
No, now I have to know these fucking bandits' names. There's the huntsman. They're not even listed on.
Is it Maple?
I think it's Maple. Yeah.
Yep. Simplet.
Finch.
Simp.
Farno.
Prof.
Scythe. Quig. Wow.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many bandits were there?
It's got to be 7. I think it was 7.
Something ain't right there. One day we might learn the full behind-the-scenes stuff on this, whether that was always supposed to be there or not.
It had to
I'm
be.
sure Disney will keep it a closely guarded secret.
Messy.
It is messy. Yeah, terrible. And we made fun of it.
Thanks, Peter Dinklage.
Continue to make fun of it. Yeah, there's 7 jobs that some of those actors won't get because of that. But surprisingly, not the absolute worst on. I still think I like Dumbo even less. All right, guys, that's going to be it on that incredible, disappointing note.
Yep.
Disney Snow White. I do think that Disney will do better with Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that looks good.
That one was a better one.
Yeah. And since that one's next, people will quickly forget about Snow White. I'm so surprised that Moana is supposed to be released. It already has a release date. It's June 27, 2015.
We've seen a bunch of 2015 or 2025.
Sorry, 2025.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of pictures of the production already. So like they've.
Yeah, but don't they have fucking CGI to do? It is 2025. They've got 5 months to slave away on those fucking shit. No. That's fucking stupid. We literally just had Moana 2. How are we going back to Moana, Disney?
But this live action.
Fuck that up. What the fuck?
Well, The Rock doesn't want to continue to do this forever. So if they could get him now, they wanted to get him.
Yeah.
So we're going to go full circle. After live action, we're going to go to animated.
I hope so, Joe.
Hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn animation, I would love that. But that will never happen. Because it can't be done that way anymore, even though I want it.
They'll develop a computer program that makes it look like they're doing it, and then it'll be.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then the AI voices will replace all of the actors.
And us. That's Ubisoft
and then AI
doing it.
will create our fucking songs and our musicals. Dig. Whistle while you work. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.